is like how many points you've advanced beyond what's required.
The base
Hello.
thing. Hello.
We have a beginning.
Unfortunately,
I didn't want to interrupt the very end of what Holtz was saying, but we're still messing around in the background with some stat stuff because we have moved the campaign from Roll20 to Foundry, and so there are some growing pains. But hello, everyone! Welcome back to Warhammer 40k Wrath and Glory, the Blackstone Tales on Unlucky Rolls. I am Trisky, otherwise playing Gizmek Skrapmangl da Gear-Turnah. And we are going to get to yet more shenanigans of the 41st millennium as we continue this strange tournament on the Night Planet. But to get us back up to speed a little bit, a brief summary of last session. Holtz decided to spice up this tournament going on the Night Planet by basically saying, hey, if you capture me, I mean, the way you actually said it was, if you capture my skimmer, so there's a loophole there. But if you capture me and hold me for the next 24 hours, then you will receive a free bombardment of your choice on a target of your choice from my void ship up above. And so now all of the different factions of knights are scrambling. Meanwhile, Gizmek, being the stubborn one and not being the one who volunteered himself for it, almost got himself killed until Sator popped out of nowhere and saved his ass with the vindictive stare.
And now he's running away.
Yeah, now we stole the skimmer and we're running away. Hey, Gizmek never said he was the target. They just acted like he was the target.
I spent a fucking wrath point to get, fucking record that.
Yep.
Also, are we still going with the old table with how it was last game, or we resetting?
We're resetting to a new table.
All
right. Just keep things simple, I gather.
So we have are we back to like full health, full wrath, and all that, or?
Not back to full health because that requires like a recovery.
Gotcha.
But you guys will be back to full wrath.
I need to figure out where I was wound-wise.
Actually,
I wasn't wounded at all. My fucking Death Dread that I just finished was destroyed.
You just lost all of your hard work on the Death Dread.
At the same time, you're going to get a lot of scrap from knights after this, so you know. You're probably gonna speedrun and make
I'm going to recover all of this scrap from my old mech and all these knights and whatnot. But on another more pertinent note, we have Saphar back this time. There was something that popped up last session, but he is returned. But with that,
I had to leave to go get tested for my license, and I did pass.
Oh yeah, congratulations!
GG.
You can now drive the skimmers.
One of the first things I did after getting my license, my parents let me drive home alone, so I went about double the speed limit, blasting fucking Chameleonaire, and really got into a car accident.
Nice.
I'm putting this together.
Well done.
Honestly, amazing.
God damn it. Oh boy. We obey the speed limit, kids. I know the orcs wouldn't, but obey the speed limit.
Yeah.
Obey the speed limit unless you are a reincarnating green mushroom.
Okay.
Then do whatever the fuck you want.
If you are a reincarnating green mushroom, hi, I would like to meet you. Anywho, let's go through the introductions proper at this point because we've been dallying around a little bit. We're going to go from the top in order in our Discord voice chat. So alphabetical order by username in Discord, starting with our returning friend.
Hi, I am Chrono the Harlequin. I play Saphar Shaitaneese, the Harlequin Acolyte.
Excellent. Next would be myself, Trisky, playing Gizmek Skrapmangl da Gear-Turnah, Orc Mech Boy, former freebooter.
Yep, and now next is myself as a Sator, the Navigator, who does weird stuff and has a metal left-right arm.
I think Reaper went back to sleep.
No.
Holtz fell asleep again for this session.
He's
I
probably
mean,
waiting
to
for
be
some-
fair,
I'll
he's just being held by these guys and doing not much else. So
I'll just go. So yeah, I'm 6. We here at the Unlucky Rolls do not approve the cool act of speeding, you know. So
Oh, Holtz is push to talk isn't
Remember, kids,
working.
almost wrecking your mom's Porsche is not cool. Don't do it. It's
Yeah.
not a lot of fun.
you have a
It will not
fucking
make you feel
Porsche.
alive. Yeah, my mom has a Porsche. SUV.
yeah, it's
Oh,
I like how that's the takeaway. Don't wreck your mom's vehicle. She has a Porsche.
Currently, Holtz's mic isn't working, so Tech Priest is about to get executed.
Discord is being a bitch. Our last member of the group is Reaper Joe, who plays Holtz, the eponymous rogue trader of this rogue trader group. I keep using the word eponymous. I am fully cognizant of the fact that I am using it improperly, as we are not in the rogue trader system anymore, and so it is not based on the name of the system we're playing.
Oh, God.
So it is actually wrong to say eponymous. That is a grammar lesson for you, but I'm going to keep saying it because it sounds cool. And you can't fucking stop me because I'm an orc and I believe it sounds cool, so I'm going to keep saying it.
What are you going to do? Call the police?
It's just a new word now, you know. It's in the dictionary.
Just fucking call the Arbites on an orc. Imagine how well that goes for you.
Okay.
Hey,
I think
The
Discord
Adeptus- the
finally
Adeptus
decided
Combatus.
to catch up to the rest
There
of
we
the
go.
world.
there we go.
Hi, I'm Reaper Joe. I will do my own introduction, but I play Holtz, and I'm the guy who ruins everyone's fun by making up my own rules.
Yep.
There we go.
We have successfully executed the tech priest involved in running Discord. So now it is functioning properly. All right.
Great.
For now.
But yeah, we already did a bit of a brief summary. Would you like to take it away, our lovely GM, and get us started up again today?
Yeah. So, as part of the previous session, the Blackstone made it to the night world of Yerdant when they discovered that they were in a bitter struggle for their own government, I guess, their own leading of their own government. A tournament was taking place on the designated hive world nearby. And all of the different factions of night houses within Yerdant's super classification all, you know, painted themselves different colors to match their new factions and split up and dropped bases all over the planet, and it's their goal to lead the full force of Yerdant in the future. And so they've been bitterly locked in this struggle for many years now, with no end in sight. No faction seemingly able to get an advantage over all the other ones, as nobody having like a huge like source of numbers. In the past, there was like this one sub faction that was so dominant that it kept all the others down, but their leader died just prior to the event, to the tournament, and so none of the factions had sort of the numbers to like conquer all the other ones. So, you know, in comes Holtz, who announced over the live broadcast that if anyone were to capture him, then they would get access to his ship's bombardment cannons. And so, not so much even wanting to use the bombardment cannons themselves, but more fear that the bombardment cannons would be used upon them. Every single faction of Night appeared to battle over Holtz, with one, the Thunderbolts, managing to get him on a skimmer and get him out of the battle zone for now. There was quite a lot of insane anti-vehicle fire happening all around them. It's actually kind of incredible that you all lived through that session. And how insanely powerful the weapons were being sort of launched around.
To be fair, they were professionals, and they were trying to keep me alive. I did specify that was one of the
important caveats.
One of them like fired a melta beam into the skimmer you were like riding, so you could have just died right there.
Yeah, I know. He was very lucky.
Jesus.
Holtz is just very lucky, guys.
Like you sort of fucking missed the show, Saphar.
Because
that's what I'm realizing. I think I missed the fun one.
Like their motivation was to like not allow the bombardment to land on them, and so if they killed you, the bombardment wouldn't land on them.
It would just land on everybody. Because that was the other.
That was the unspoken portion.
No, I said that out loud. It's like, if I die, the entire planet gets bombarded.
Oh god.
Yeah, I think they'd rather take their chances with the entire planet getting bombarded. But
yeah, I know that's entirely fair.
Regardless, you managed to get it out alive. Sator used his insane navigator powers to teleport and
save my ass.
An armature that had a melta cannon pointed directly at Gizmek. And
then just sort of chaos ensued, and we stole a skimmer.
And everyone got a lesson on how much damage vehicle weapons do in this game. It's a lot.
Yeah, and Gizmek jumped on the skimmer to steal it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so there was a second skimmer that they were using to try and just capture him, just like they didn't know what was going on, so they were just like trying to capture whoever they could find. And so and
then they became the captured.
Skimmer. So you have a second Thunderbolt skimmer that you're riding around on right now.
Oh, how the turns have tabled.
Meanwhile, everyone else, including Saphar and Invictor Brahm, are enjoying a nice round of tea in the tournament organizer's office at the top of the main hive spire.
I feel like Invictor Brahm is just trying to keep himself sane.
Well, as I said, like he's just sitting there with like a teacup and it's just like vibrating. As he's just like so nervous about all the shit going down, and he can't be there to help.
I'm surprised he's fine being in the same room as Saphar, just having tea.
Well, it's the two of you and the tournament organizer, which, as I described, was like big professional wrestler energy.
Hulk Hogan.
He's like a Hulk Hogan. He's also like genetically modified, it seems, to be even more muscular than like a normal human being should be. He's not quite as optimized as a space marine or whatever, but there's definitely something going on there.
Yeah.
And so we have 3 different scenes that we can turn to. And which
considering how little Saphar got to do, I volunteer his scene first to put a pressure on him while he's still here.
Yeah.
Fair. Awesome.
So we'll pan the camera to the through the clouds from the battlefield to the hive city, up into the spires, up into the top spire, into this gorgeously appointed multi-level apartment that the tournament organizer appears to live in. There's a huge dining room table. It's like fully kitted out with like candelabras and all sorts of gothic stuff. There's like a skull chandelier above it, and there's only like 3 chairs that come out of the floor. One at the head of the table, which has this giant tournament organizer. One at the tail of the table, which holds this giant space marine in power armor who's like increasingly looking nervous, and like a third of the way up the table, looking over at the giant like view screen on the wall of the TV spot of the tournament is Saphar. What's Saphar? How is Saphar looking?
He is so thoroughly amused by all of this. Like, of course, he's a little concerned. He doesn't want these guys to die, but it's so thorough. It's so amusing to him because he gets to watch this, but he's not in danger, and it's just so visually entertaining.
So is he like laughing? Is he like just like smiling sullenly to himself? Like he's watching intently, but occasionally he will start laughing his ass off. Like when Holtz nearly gets like pulped by a fucking Melta, that would have sent him into fucking hysterics. Yeah, so maybe your chair's like closer over to the TO at this point. Because the two of you are just like ecstatic at all the action.
And sometimes like those Sator was still there because he was in the room still, but he teleported out a bit later.
And Saphar, you don't need to make an insight check to see that Invictor Braum is literally like
literally shaking right now.
Literally shaking in fear over losing your boss. He every single time like a Melta shot fires or whatever, he sort of flinches a little. You know, he's not happy right now.
Yeah, it's understandable.
You know, like Holtz is his charge, and so he's freaking out a little.
Mm-hmm. Saphar was sort of assuage those fears, like if he hears him like yelp or something, or like, you know, like that sort of sharp inhale of tension, he's like, "Oh, don't worry, Holtz knows what he's doing. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Oh, look at that.
What he's doing."
Yeah, like suddenly, like the camera like shakes and like there's static as like a volcano lance comes down the canyon that the chase scene is happening on, and Braum just like stands up suddenly and says, where is Sator?
Oh, he went down to go help. You didn't see? He's been on TV.
No, he's not. He's not on TV yet. He just left.
Oh, he just left.
He just left to go to the bathroom.
Oh, fuck.
Like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, and actually, just before Sator showed up again, the camera flew the fuck off because it thought I'd already been captured, and the rest of it they thought was boring. So they actually didn't capture Sator at all. They have no idea.
Yeah.
And then Sator was literally like, "Excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom," and then disappeared.
You know he can't use the bathroom very quickly.
Except that the entire bathroom also exploded.
Oh God.
Yeah, so like Invictor Braum like stands up and just like goes off looking for Sator for a moment. So it's just you and the TO sitting at the table.
See.
And the TO like he like reaches over and like puts his arm around your shoulder and like pulls you into him and says, You're a great watching companion. It's usually just me sitting here all alone in this office.
Saphar's trying to weigh whether or not this guy's coming on to him.
How would you like to be some sort of mascot or something?
A mascot? Well, that depends. He's like, is there going to be a costume? Am I going to have to wear one of those giant beast helmets sort of things? Basically, am I going to have to wear the fucking fursuit?
Yeah, he looks at Saphar and like looks at like your crazy like cloaky outfit. Yeah. He's like, I think dressed as you are fairly unusual, and so you'd be good as a. I'll have to ask one of the lower level teams if they need a like an idea for the next tournament.
It's gonna result in clown nights.
Clown nights.
Clown nights.
Just it's a big fucking wig.
The next tournament's the juggling competition.
Oh God.
They're actually gonna
juggling
turn to
Bane blades.
Imagine if they actually turn to a worshipping Kegor somehow.
Oh no. It's like a really fucked up Wraith Knight.
And so like the TO is like going over like various like things about the event when Brahm like shoves his way into the room again and yells out, "Sator's missing!"
Yes, he's been gone so long. He's missing all the action. He's missing a lot.
No, look! And he opens the door to the hallway, and across the hallway there's like a bathroom, and it's just like destroyed.
Oh,
like toilets just out in the hallway.
Looks like a grenade went. It looks like a grenade went off in there.
Saphar just has a moment of just balls.
The TO like stands up and says, "It must be those bloody protesters. Security!" Like a whole bunch of PDF people like show up, like come into the room, and he says, "Search the spire. We must get those protesters before they take another one of our fine guests." And he puts his hand on Saphar's shoulder, and he's like, "Especially this one."
Saphar is quite pleased with that. He likes it when people like him.
Well, this guy thinks that there was just a terror attack right now from protesters. Meanwhile, Sator is just mug and waiting to see his reaction to fucking to making whatever that guy was riding again run away in fear.
What does Saphar do at this table?
So Saphar his mood immediately drops when he realizes that Sator is missing. But so he's immediately going to start looking, like, come, fan out, let's search for him. And he sort of, sort of the risky business, sort of slide out into the hallway to start looking for Sator.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. Difficulty 2. So this is the first time we've made a check in this system.
Yeah, this time you actually have to set your difficulty.
Fuck, I don't have the thing.
So if you,
I'm on roll 20.
Oh, you're in the wrong thing.
Yes, oh yeah, we haven't. We're on Foundry now.
I mean, yeah.
There's a link pinned in general.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I open it?
There's a pin. There's a pin button in the top right.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I clicked the link. Now what?
6.5.4. I was about to give the website name.
Fucking congratulations, you dumbass.
Good job.
I'll just cut out that bit.
We're
no, I'll forget.
Give me a second.
1 second. I am.
You're in.
Yeah.
I see you.
Woo.
So you go to the actors tab, which looks like a bunch of dudes in the top
Yep.
in the top
Little
right.
silhouettes.
I'm already in it. So what do I set my difficulty to?
2.
Also, which number is the difficulty? There's 3 numbers.
If you click on
DN.
investigation, it's
DN,
Yeah. Investigation, yeah.
Dice pool is just your dice, which is by default what your stats and such are, so it should be fine. And rat is how many rat dice you roll, which is by default 1, so just leave it for now.
That was
Yep,
intimidation.
Oh,
Yep.
I mean,
it's still 3 dice, so...
Is it the same
What's
number
your
of dice? It is. It's fine. It's okay. You got it anyway.
You succeed.
Okay, so see, it gives you that like stamp of approval if you succeed, which is nice.
I see. That's very nice.
And it also counts the number of successes for you at the bottom there, and how many failures, and then
And how many shifts you can have possible.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
It automatically added a glory, I think, which is funny.
It did automatically add a glory for the other roll, so we'll get rid of that.
Yeah, so leave it at 1.
Both, because you should be at 0 glory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll the 6 on the intimidation test, or the investigation.
So it automatically does that, which is really funny. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like looking around, and you're like looking around the hallway, and you're looking around the bathroom, and you don't see any sign of like weapons fire or like footprints, except for giant boot prints of Victor Brahm. So you don't see any sign. Like if these people like came and took Sator, they're like experts.
Elites, yeah.
But you also don't see any way that Sator could have gotten out of here. Like there's only like in this hallway, there's no like there's no like doors to the outside. There's only like closets and like other rooms, but those rooms are all like interior rooms. They don't have like windows.
At this point, there is no reason that Saphar would know Sator can teleport. So that's not what he would expect in any capacity. So he's immediately sort of bouncing up and down the halls, just like looking everywhere. Sator? Sator? Opens up a trash can. Sator? Oh dear.
Yeah, so whoever these like protesters are, they're like ninjas.
Ninja protesters. This planet gets better and better.
You can't see how any way they literally had to like go through that room that the three of you were sitting in to get outside.
I just thought that is very unnerving to Sator or to Saphar.
Unless there's like a false wall, or like they blew a hole in a wall or something and they covered it up. Or
is there a ventilation shaft anywhere? Did they vent?
Oh yeah, there's ventilation shafts everywhere.
Okay, I'm gonna. Do I need an athletics check for this to pop out the vent?
You're extremely athletic, so you literally just like climb the wall.
So I just sort of spider monkey my way up the wall.
Yeah, pull the vent off and start like
slithering inside
through the ventilation system.
Just John McClaning it.
Give me one more investigation check to like not get lost up in there. Difficulty 2 as well.
Nice.
Excellent. Okay. So, you start like maneuvering around in the vents, and you hear like two people like talking to each other in like whispered sort of tones in a hallway, and you like get your ear real close to the vent panel, and you hear these two people, and one person's like, are the charges set? And the other one's like, yes. We'll take out his office. We'll stop this whole thing. Just you see.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, and they start to like mumble to each other, so you got like a chance to do something.
I'm gonna intervene. It's like shock and awe intervene. I'm gonna bust out of the vent with a ha-ha, and then just sort of pounce on these two. Do I have my gun with me? Or am I gonna...
you probably couldn't fit your long rifle on your back in the vents, but you definitely have your shuriken pistol on your hip.
Do I have a shuriken pistol?
You indeed do.
Oh, I thought I had an electro whip.
You might have both, who knows?
Okay.
I just gave you the default war gear that was for a ranger.
I see.
But we can mess around with that. But
yeah.
I got you.
You suddenly realize you have a new weapon.
You have a shuriken pistol and a knife, at least.
It's like you just unlock something after a cutscene, and there's like a little banner at the bottom.
Ta-da-da-da.
Anyways.
Basically.
But you wouldn't be caught dead without your shuriken pistol. That's like an important.
Yes, the shuriken pistol I've had on me
Eldar's
consistently at all times.
Chrono no. Saphar is going to think that he found the people who could have potentially murdered Sator. Meanwhile, he's just saving this guy by pure accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you come bursting out of the vent. There are these two guys. They're both like sort of they look like gangers, like they've got like scars all over their face. They got like short buzz cut haircuts. They're like very muscular. They're wearing like wife beaters and like black cargo pants with like big boots.
And in reality, it's just fucking Greenpeace.
One of them has like an auto gun. It's like It's like a machine gun. The other one has it looks like an auto pistol, which is like a very shitty version of the pistol you've got.
Right.
And it has like a big Bowie knife like strapped to his hip.
An auto pistol is basically just a normal pistol, but in 40k, so it's garbage.
Yeah, you come blasting out of the thing. They're both like very surprised.
I'm not thinking.
One like aims his gun at you, and the other one goes, it's like, assassin from the fence. And so like they both like raise their weapons towards you. Do you want to like fight them, or do you want to like get away? Like, what do you want to do?
First thing I would do is try to evade their first volley of attacks and then counterattack.
All right, so we're gonna go into combat real quick. I hope you guys don't mind for 2 guys against 1.
That's fine.
I think
you have the initiative. So go ahead and do an attack.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you should be given like a surprise round for this or not, but yeah.
Maybe I should.
I mean, it's not really going to be. Yeah, it's not a full surprise round.
Fucking drop out of the vent, pull like a full-on Eddie Gordo, just like breakdance kick into their faces.
It's why I'm not able to spend any ruin to have these guys go first, because like you definitely got the drop on them, like narrative.
Okay, so what do I use to roll the attack?
Roll your ballistic skill in your like your straight up sheet, and then
no, you don't have to do that. You can go to your combat section of your sheet.
Oh, I see.
Where it's got war gear, so you can like click on the shuriken pistol.
Yeah.
These guys have defense 1, so you difficulty number 1, and it should automatically roll your ballistic skill from there.
Dice pool 8.
Yes, because your ballistic skill's 8.
Is he in short range? Because like if he's within 6.
Yeah, it's
you're just like real close, and you got a pistol, so you should have a +1 from the range. So add an extra dice to your dice pool.
I got a wrath. Oh, okay. Should I add an extra dice?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. You got plenty of damage to kill this guy anyway.
Yeah.
I did get a wrath complication though.
So I'm gonna roll complication.
You can just click roll complication, so that's really cool.
That is very inconvenient for current situations that is supposed to.
Incredible. Okay.
The worst one, amazing.
Oh no! My moment to shine. Massive fuck up.
Yeah. So you forget that your shurikens like are so sharp, right? That and you're used to fighting things in like armor or like that have some sort of something
Space Marines essentially.
So you World Eaters or constructs or necrons.
So you've got your pistol like turned up to like 10. So it just like the shuriken just goes straight through this guy's chest, into the ground, through the ground, and you like hear like a squeal, like a high pressure like, and then the ground just like erupts as like a pipe bursts below the ground. I need you to make like a athletics check, difficulty 4, to avoid like the like explosion that just occurred.
How many dice? What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 4.
Yeah, difficulty 4, and whatever your athletics is.
God damn.
Yeah, so you like kick off the wall and shoot up the hallway as the second guy is just like torn asunder by the pipes bursting. And you hear like a groaning sound as the like whole spire begins to shift like beneath your feet, and you like slide a little, like the whole floor like shifts like 15 degrees to the left, and you like slide, and you can hear like even more like rusted snapping and groaning. So we're gonna cut away from that scene as the spire begins to fall apart. To Sator and Gizmek on a skimmer.
Yeah.
Where are you guys headed?
back to the
Oh,
spire,
no.
pretty much.
Probably, yeah. I think that's was about where it was. Just like,
Yeah, and Sator is the one driving too, so
Yeah, so the two of you begin to climb towards the head of the spire and towards the like docking area.
we just left our 2 hostages in there.
I imagine Gizmek just has the 2 hostages like in the back and is watching them with the melta-gun.
Oh yeah, you got hostages from the Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God.
I forgot about that. Okay, so they're like tied up. They're not looking too happy about the situation. And as you guys approach the landing pad, you both hear like this massive groaning and shifting sound above you. And you can see the like top spire structure like beginning to fall apart. You can see like pieces of metal come like raining down towards the landing pad. Like big things are like smashing into it. What do you do?
Ultimate is supposed to start the bombardment yet?
Well, it seems like I'm missing the fun again. Let's just get here quickly.
Alrighty. Hey, you 2 gets. Just like points at the hostages.
What do you want?
You ain't got no auto transmitting like micro BD crap, do you?
There's a Vox on the side there.
Looks at the Vox and walks over to it. Just like picks it up and is just like, hey, so
Yes.
how do you dial 911?
911.
Oh, you just place 9 ones and then you place another 1 and another 1.
I got it. I hit some random buttons on it.
Yeah, so you hit like 11999999119.
This Vox communicator only has the numbers 9 and 1 on it.
Yeah.
There are no other numbers.
You like randomly connect to the Spire's like Vox office, and all you hear is just screaming coming in through the speaker.
They're having a party up there.
Oh, that'd be fun. Is that the spire I collapsed?
The Spire is like falling apart. So we're gonna jump back to Saphar for a second. As you're like running through the corridors as the building is like collapsing around you.
It should be known. 1, I'm still looking for Sator. 2, I've realized the place is coming down, and I need to know where the coordinator and more importantly Victor Braun are. But I'm also still looking for Sator.
Yeah, in your mind, you're like confused why, like just blowing up a pipe is like blowing up the entire building. But then you were like recall those guys talk about how the charges are set.
Damn it, Holtz, you are totally right.
Oh,
For those who can't read it, Holtz is in the middle of a free-for-all fought by Imperial Knights, yet he's not in the most danger.
No. Hey, it's funny. It's because I was in that place, so I kind of made the danger. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Danger my own
so you skirt around a corner, and in the hallway is Invictor Braum, and he's got the TO like under his like in his grasp, like under his arm. And he's like reaching out towards you to like come at him. The hallway itself like starts to split apart, and like the part that you're in is beginning to like fall away from the main spire. So you have to like make a big running jump to try and like grab his hand.
Athletics, I assume.
That'll be one more athletics check. Difficulty 3 this time.
The classic chasm.
Yeah, so you do a flip and get a glory.
Do a flip.
And you grab onto Victor Braum's arm. He grabs you and then like jumps out of the hole that's being thrown into the spire and slides down the side of the building on his like Space Marine mag boots.
It's like a giant like trail of sparks. Just
Yeah, he's like grinding like a Sonic the Hedgehog character.
his
Down
tongue
the
hawks
side of this
are
building. It's like falling apart.
Live
He makes
and
it down. Yeah.
He does a backflip too.
do another flip. Stop points.
Running on the edge of tomorrow.
Oh god.
You make it to the bottom of this like a stretch of building, which is where the landing pad is, and so you see this like hovercraft like land with Gizmek and Sator randomly on it, and yeah, like Victor Brom sees it and begins like charging across the landing pad towards you two, jumps up onto the skimmer, says, "Let's get the hell out of here."
Firstly,
Boy,
it's
why
like,
didn't check you for
Rico,
that
you're-
kid? He just points at Saphar as things fall around him, and he's like grinding down.
wait, what did he say?
And Victor Brom jumps on the ship. He's just like, "Let's get the hell out of here." I'm like, "Yeah, hold on a minute. Let's wait for Sith." And he's just like pointing at you, just like grinding.
No. The Space Marine had like grabbed him, right? He's got everybody in his,
Grabbed me.
he's got,
Oh,
he's got
yeah.
both of them in
He
his
was
arms.
holding me and the coordinator.
Are you fucking getting princess carried by a space marine right now?
Kind
More
of.
like I imagine more like baggage carried.
Or like
Yeah.
or like football carried. Like he just has me tucked
Yeah.
under his arm.
He's got both of them like two footballs, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
He's like running like across the tarmac as like chunks of metal come like falling off the spire and like slam into the ground near him.
Oh, lovely.
And
Yeah, so
he pops
Gizmek
up
just turns to
onto
Soot, and he's just like, "Hey, Soot,
his
get us out of here!"
Yeah, so
First
Sator like pulls the steering wheel, and the skimmer like flies away as the spire begins to like crumble all the way, to like some sort of break point, I guess, and like the whole thing. So like the whole thing like falls over, but like doesn't like snap. So like the spire now has like a crooked top that's like 50 degrees off center.
Bendy straw.
And you guys are like hovering around. And Victor Braun like looks up and like sees Sator, and like he just can't believe his eyes. Like, where did
Yeah,
you go?
that's the thing. It's like,
How did you
Sator,
get
you're
here already?
alive.
Oh, you didn't know Soot can teleport?
What?
Yeah.
That would have come in handy.
Braun was just like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh, I thought out of all the kids, you would know the most, considering you've had to deal with navigators before.
navigators can teleport, and he's just like blown away.
I never want a space marine.
Well, we try to keep our secrets, mostly.
And so
Shut
with
up, I
that,
gave you drunken surgery one time.
we'll like diagonal cut to Holtz, who's been kidnapped. The skimmer has made it back to one of these bases that have been dropped onto the rocky surface of this planet.
Holtz is just thinking to himself, yes, I definitely have the scene that's going to be animated by Manifigel later. There's definitely nothing cooler that's going to happen while I'm in the middle of a battlefield fought by Imperial Knights. There's no way that could happen.
And like this base is like drawn way too well, so you'll know that it's going to be in a very important scene later in the show.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it's like a dark gray color. It's obviously been like landed on the planet because it's got like a heat shield underneath it that's like blackened. But it's like all covered in like rocky dust because it's been out here for a while. They seem to have found like a box canyon to settle in to like avoid being like attacked. It appears to be like only one way really to get in and get out of this place, except for like cover vehicles or whatever. And yeah, you see like a whole like manufacturing center with like maybe a dozen armigers like walking around and on patrol. There's a couple of fully fledged knights in the full Thunderbolt colors, standing guard at the front gates of this base. And then you can see further into the warehouses. There's like knights being assembled and constructed on these massive like automated devices. The hovercraft like lands on like the main spire of the base, and you're led inside to a very similar looking, like, I don't know why all 40K like bases slash spires slash high scale apartments have like a beautiful dining room with like gothic like candelabras and shit, but here we are.
Because they have to flex, it is legally required via the bureaucracy.
And there's a woman standing at the table. She's like decked out in all of the accoutrement of a gothic noble. She's got like jewelry out like in every direction, like the biggest fanciest jewels you've seen on a person in a long time. She's a very rich person. And you're standing there in your like blood-soaked power armor. They've cuffed you, even though you could basically just like pull away from the cuffs whenever you want, because you're wearing power armor.
Yeah.
And
It's more about sending a message.
Yeah, and you're just like standing there in front of her, and she like cracks a wry smile and says, "So you're the one that's generated all this hubbub."
I wouldn't say I generated it. I just threw a spanner in the works.
And she's like doing that thing where she's like walking around you as she talks. As you're like,
Yeah, I wonder if we should trust this character or not.
I feel like
go well.
I feel like the best response from Holtz would be to simultaneously start walking in circles around her in response.
No, I'm not. She hasn't been that much of a bitch to me yet. I won't pull that.
It's like they're basically just like going in spirals around the room because they're like asymmetrical circles.
I'll stand still for now.
Yeah, she's like early 30s. She's got like long black hair that's like braided with like skulls down the back of her, like a gothic corset, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She's and as being a gothic corset, she's like boobing out beyond belief, you know.
Boob.
Yep.
And yeah, so she's doing that like, you know, I'm in charge thing where she's like walking around you and like randomly like getting up close to your ear and like whispering in your ear and then pulling back and like being like a rich bitch, you know?
Yeah, Holtz has dealt with Inquisitors. This does not face him even the
Yeah,
slightest
exactly.
bit.
Like you've seen this exact same behavior 1,000 times from like crazy
Holtz
individuals.
has to like resist the urge to like finish her sentences for her because he's heard this exact
He's
spiel.
heard all the one-liners.
He actually kind of looks a lot like your sister in a way.
Oh, that's never a good sign.
It's not her, but like you get that vibe,
Yeah.
right? You get that like evil, gothic, super rich, like
Oh
crazy
no,
lady guy.
it's a goth dummy, mommy.
Oh no!
Oh.
And she says, and I finally have you in my grasp. Leave us.
At that point, Holtz just kind of like breaks
like,
out of the cuffs and just because he's in power armor and just like, sorry, I had to. It was getting a little stuffy in there.
Yeah, you just like snap the cuffs off, and she says,
None of us can take this woman seriously, even though she's trying so hard.
You're obviously not dressed well for dinner, so we're gonna have to fix that. And she like snaps her fingers and like steps back, and like two like tech priests come forth from the doorway, and they like begin to remove your power armor.
I don't really do anything, but like while they're doing that, I I simply just like kind of like raise my hands and like let them do whatever the hell they want for right now. And I'm like, so may I presume that you're the Lady Knight, or am I being too presumptuous?
I am the Countess Valora. And these are my thunderbolts. She like raises her like hands in like a all around us gesture.
I
Looks
see.
like we're gonna be the new heads of Yurdant. With you on our side.
Interesting. So I presume you have a plan for securing me for the next. I look at my my chrono. 23 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, you gotta like pull your like wrist away from like a hissing tech priest. To like look at your chronometron.
Yeah.
Your chrono thingy.
Yeah.
And she says, "This base is well hidden, well defended. We've pulled back all of our forces. We'll be able to hold you here, I'm sure. The others don't even know you're here."
You said you pulled back all of your forces?
Indeed.
And you don't think
they're coming
anyone's
from all over the planet as we speak.
And you think no one's going to find that suspicious? Oh, sorry. I don't mean to interfere on your strategy. Don't mind me. You said something about dinner.
Those other idiots are too busy fighting each other to even notice what we're doing. And they finally get your power armor off, and then like another like servant like steps forward and starts like taking your measurements with like a ruler.
They're going to fucking tailor you a suit on the spot. God damn.
Yeah. And this is entirely a flex.
Yeah, so she's like, as she's talking with you, like they're basically like tailoring you like a dinner suit. And like you're standing on like a small dais they've like pulled in for this exact purpose.
I'm assuming they have like mirrors like pulled in. Like Holtz just like spends most of the time just looking at himself in the mirror, admiring himself.
Yeah,
like, I guess he's the most interesting thing in the room.
Like one of the tech priests like goes into a closet, like pulls out like a giant like mirror, like it slowly rolls it out towards you as the servants like begin to like measure every single inch of your body, basically.
Oh my, I've grown a few inches there. I need to lay off the Grux meat. Anyways. So your plan is to just survive for the next 23 hours, yes?
Our plan is just to relax and enjoy the scenery, I guess. You like gestures out the like large like window. And you know it's fairly beautiful. There's like a sunset or something. And it's just like rocky desert. It's not like too gorgeous or anything.
Well, I can't say I don't mind enjoying scenery, he says as he's looking at himself in the mirror. So for now, I suppose I'll go along with this plan of yours. Besides, if you're treating me to a free dinner, I can't say no to that.
She says, yes, it'll be our victory feast. I'm calling forth a number of our sires to meet with you as well. It'll be quite the occasion.
I look forward to it.
And so like you see a guy off to your left, like sewing like a suit for you, basically, with all the measurements that have been gathered.
I just want to say, like, Holtz, I feel like Holtz has been around the block enough to know that like the fact that she's like concentrating all of her forces, which some of whom had already been participating in the Grand Melee, like them pulling back, anyone who's observant and sees her concentrating her forces at a very specific location is going to notice, and that's going to end up badly.
This is a really stupid plan.
Yeah, this is why like Holtz also doesn't think he can just like outright convince her it's a stupid plan, so he's gonna wait for it to fall apart before suggesting an alternative.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's underestimating her enemies way too much.
So they dress you, and like you're in like a gothic tailored suit. And the next scene like sort of fades to her proposing a toast. You're at like the middle of the table, and you're surrounded by knights, by pilots.
So during that dinner,
there are 5 like main knight pilots that are there. They all have like the same motif of like older man with crazy beard. And they all have different crazy beards.
Mhm.
A couple of them are bald, a couple of them aren't. They're all wearing like the same like knight pilot like outfit. It's like a metal suit that they wear. And they're all carrying around like a box around with them that like connects to their suit. You're not really sure what that's for. But they have them all like next to them at the chairs that they're sitting at.
So while we're having this dinner, Holtz will take the opportunity to try and like learn about all of the knights, and he's looking specifically for someone who seems uncomfortable, like not doing anything, like one who like anyone who has like a smidgen of like paranoia on them.
Oh, they all have a smidgen of paranoia, but one has more than a smidgen of paranoia. So you're chatting with him. He's got like a really wide beard that's like sculpted to like points. It's obvious that he's like super into beard maintenance, and he's got like a twitchy look on him. He's like constantly like looking around, and so the two of you are like sitting next to each other and you're chatting as you're eating. The food is amazing, by the way.
As I expect of someone treating a rotator.
It's even better than the kitchens on your ship.
Interesting.
Yeah. Even the galleys on the Blackstone couldn't produce the sort of food that you're getting, and it's like all sorts of like weird, like alien creatures from these planets that are like cooked up in like weird ways. But they're just insanely delicious. And the knights are just
my compliments to the chef.
Every one of the knights is sort of being followed around by like 3 like retainers, basically, and they're all wearing the same as the knights, like these like pilot suits, basically. And they're like younger folk, but they have to like stand and like watch you all eat. You can see a couple of them like licking their lips and like looking at the food, and they just have to like stand there and wait. So this one knight, his name is Sir Rolfus. And yeah, he's like, so you're just okay just sitting here waiting to be devoured by the beast?
Like in a hushed tone, like, of course I'm not. Are you kidding me? I don't know what your mistress's plan is, but I can guarantee you it's going to fall apart as soon as the first thread falls out of place. Listen, I mean, and like he like goes into like with him in a hushed voice, he like explains exactly his reasoning, and to like summarize it, even if they do manage to succeed, like if there's a big battle, the battle is going to be focused on them, and even if they get the one bombardment off from Holtz's ship, that'll be a Pyrrhic victory at most. So really, if they wanted to succeed, they need to pawn me off to somebody who won't target them, but also would be discreet enough not to reveal my location. Like,
So you're
obviously, I
asking
say
him
that
to,
like
give you to another faction, basically.
I'm asking him to like find someone that they trust and then smuggle me out to that other faction. Because once they report that I'm missing, they won't be attacking that. Like the main forces won't be attacking that house anymore. That like an
Oh, so
obviously, yeah.
you're saying you're like a hot potato, right? So you need to like pass it to somebody else so that they take the brunt of the damage.
So they don't end up with a Pyrrhic victory. Because like again, the winning condition is one target bombarded out of like however many participants there are.
Yeah. I don't know how he thinks about that. Give me a persuasion check. It's gonna be high, but you have a high skill. Like difficulty 5.
So I'm wounded. So apparently that gives me +1 to all tests.
Yeah.
But I have, I have like one of my abilities, persuasion and influence test to acquire goods and services. I would argue that this is a kind of service to get me smuggled out. So, but I get like plus rank bonus to that. So
that's specifically an influence test, so that's not going to be a
persuasion and influence tests.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know if this is a good or service. This is more of a trying to convince this guy of a plan.
All right. Well, okay. For some reason it seems to want to give me 2 bonus anyway. So I'm gonna re-roll that. Holy shit! Wait, no.
I mean, you got 5.
Re-roll.
Oh, you need 6.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. It gave me 2 bonuses anyways.
Yeah. So what you can do is you can right-click on the test, and then there's a thing that says re-roll failed, which takes away one of your wrath points.
Okay. Roll failed.
Although I think that you still have to manually.
All right, that's 8 success.
It changed the roll, which is awesome.
That's nice.
And it shows you the dice that were re-rolled.
Yeah, that's really nice.
And it should have dropped your wrath on your sheet down to 3. It did.
Okay.
I'll get rid of one of those tokens on the main board.
Okay.
And yeah. So yeah, he says, well, there is a house out that way. And he like gestures out into the sunset. And he says, they've been a thorn in our side this whole game. I'm sure that's where the mistress is going to launch her attack. But they have other fish to fry than us.
Indeed. Do you think they can be discreet, especially if you make this arrangement with them?
Oh, they won't be discreet. They are the opposite of discreet.
Perfect. Send it.
Their colors are like a hot blue color.
I meant, would they advertise that they have me?
On all channels.
See, that's the opposite.
After every victory, they hold a feast on the wreckage of the loser. They're very showy. But
I suppose
isn't that your purpose? To get them to attack somewhere else, they need to know where you are, so they won't be discreet.
It's true. They won't be discreet. If you can keep my safety, and also get them to take the brunt of the attack, that would prevent them from attacking. That would prevent your house from taking the brunt of the attack. If you manage to secure me afterwards, well, the point is I need to disappear from the battlefield if I want to stay alive.
Stay away from the south wall of your room tonight.
Understood.
And he like goes back to eating, and then everyone's like proposing toasts for various random things. They're talking about like various like honorable acts that they've done, and like how the battles went, and like it's like a whole party, hours long. And then we'll shift over to everybody on the speeder, just like sort of orbiting this hive city with the freaking spire destroyed. What are you all doing?
Sator is going to start showing the one guy the fucking recording on like a data pad or something.
What recording?
Him saving Gizmek.
Yeah,
Like,
it just
here's what you missed.
yeah, like there's this weird thing where like the frames of the camera like are gone for like a couple of frames, and then you're just like on top of this armature, and the armature like freaks out. And Victor Brom is just like staying there with his like eyes like wide.
And then
no
his
idea.
face, and then the armature's face starts melting.
Oh God.
I think you just
made him run away.
Afraid and made him run away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he like threw you off, and then you
Yeah.
like got and you like hit the rocks, and then the armature just like ran down the.
You added that originally as part of the description because I lidless stared him, which deals one mortal wound and also makes the target
Terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your guys' plan? The TO's just like standing there, like sort of slack jawed at the whole thing. Brahm doesn't know what to do. But he's trying to convince you all that like Holtz needs saving.
What were the colors of the house that got him again?
The
Red.
TV said it was the Thunderbolts. Red with like a blue trim.
A bunch
Sator
of superstitious fast kids.
Sator sort of tries to scout out some of them on the battlefield and start from like a safe distance.
Yeah, they've all taken off. There's a bunch of knights still fighting over nothing.
Yep.
In the distance, you can see them and hear them, and randomly, like a missile will come flying through the air and hit nothing and explode.
Saphar would absolutely be down to like rescue Holtz directly.
Yeah.
Just at Victor Brom's suggestion, like, yeah, let's go get him.
Could I like roll something to sort of determine to see if Sator can catch any of them going towards their base? Where they
yeah. Roll me
investigation or pilot?
Yeah, like investigation for sure.
All right.
Pilot would be if you wanted to like follow them sneakily instead of like trying to like coordinate, like triangulate where they're going.
Yeah, Sator just wants to know where they're going. He doesn't want to immediately just go in.
Yeah, so investigate would probably be the one.
Yeah. What the
difficulty 4 because they're being roundabout about it.
2 successes and 5 failures, and a complication.
Incredible. Okay.
Honest, should I spend a reroll on? Is this worth a reroll or not?
I would say no.
True.
Yeah, probably not because I'm planning on like skedaddling from there. So
yeah, where do you have a fuck? Oh, I think that we have glory from you succeeding a lot on that reroll, maybe, or no, because you don't have any 6s.
There was a wrath critical from Saphar.
Yeah,
he's gotten like 2 wrath critical.
When he did a flip. Okay, so yeah, so you're like looking out into the field and you're seeing all these sort of these Thunderbolt Knights wandering off the battlefield in like various random directions. It seems like they're like tactically withdrawing from fights. They're not like committing to anything. And they're going all like a couple of them are going in like certain directions. So you start to pilot the speeder in that sort of direction.
Then we hit like the end of a canyon and it's a dead end.
Well, no, like unbeknownst to you, they're like trying to like set up an ambush for people trying to follow them. So, so you're going down like a canyon, and you saw like a knight come this way. You're like following its like footprints, and you like come around a corner, and there's just like a knight just like sitting there in the canyon facing you.
There's just a knife.
In the Thunderbolt colors. And
Aren't we in a
Down
Thunderbolt
one.
skimmer though?
you are, but he activates his like headlamps and like light like shines onto you. And so you're all like flinching from the bright light sort of being put on like the spotlight being put on you, and over his speakers he yells.
Yeah. Also, the place was like complete dark, and he was around the corner. So it's like even though Sator has basically dark vision, he couldn't see him because
It was around the corner. Yeah. Like he was setting up like an ambush. And yells out. Surrender, enemies of House Thunderbolt.
I just
And, like, you see-
immediately
and you, like-
grab whatever Vox communicator for like any speaker system we have, because I'm assuming this thing has a speaker.
You have a Vox, so you could try to like tight beam a communication to him.
Yeah,
You're-
so I
you're-
pull out
you're
the
Nicole.
Vox. I pull out the
Sator
Vox
would-
and I'm just like, "Oops, again, remember that we have the ambush here. Sorry, we're going the wrong way."
Sator would try to cut Gizmek's course to his box, but it will work anyway.
Saphar's like, no one move. Its vision is based off movement.
And like the moment Saphar says that, like the knight like puts one of his arms up, which has like a Gatling cannon like attached to it, and it starts to like spin up. He says,
Okay, no, but
like, put the speeder on the ground. Prepare to be boarded.
okay, new theory. Run.
I mean, we could try to go together with Holtz, but at the same time, he's just gonna leave that place. So,
Drive under its legs. I want to climb up that thing.
how much do you bet that I could run away with the? Did I close my fucking shit back?
I mean,
Yeah.
you're a pretty good pilot. So if you wanted to like, AT-AT this thing, it wouldn't be that out of the.
My piloting is 5.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be tough to not get shot down immediately. But
I'm gonna spend our glory too.
yeah, you can do that if you want.
Yeah, just
please.
do that.
Please spend the glory.
What would be the difficulty for this?
Probably difficulty 4 to evade being shot at and getting close enough to do something.
Or sort of just thinking fleeing potentially, but
Yeah, get me in there.
Ironically, fleeing would be worse because like he was just.
You would be
we
way
can
out in the
walk
open. It
in
would
a
be way easier to hit us. Yeah.
And you'd be moving in more or less a straight line, and he could easily just pick us off with how big the gun is.
yeah.
I think you're gonna have to AT-AT it, yeah, like you said.
Yeah. Difficulty 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
DN4.
I am using 1 extra dice from our glory, so set our glory to 0. Approved.
Oh, hello.
My God.
I guess we got it
the
back.
glory back.
Nice.
Yeah, you get the glory back, and you
it's,
got enough successes. So
Yeah, it's also a wrath dice on us with a 6, so
do you quickly like cut the engines, which causes the skimmer to drop suddenly. Everyone sort of like gets suddenly weightless as they get flown into the air a little bit, and then you pick on the engines again. Everyone slams into the deck, and like bumps into each other, and like it's it's difficult.
I just
to
imagine
settle
the
your
two
feet.
like the two hostages that we have like running, slamming back and forth into each other because they're bound together.
Oh, the two of them are off the side. Like they went off of the skimmer. They hit the ground. They're probably dead.
Well, you two are no good to us anymore. Yeet.
You like shoot the engines between the knight's legs. The knight like dances around and tries to shoot at you. So like bullets are flying. Pieces of the wall of the canyon are like coming apart. The shells that he's firing are like the size of somebody's arm, right? So like they're just like blowing up everything that they hit. But you get close enough for Gizmek to make a jump if he wanted to. Braum makes a jump. He jumps off the side.
Hey, it was my idea first.
And
Took my idea.
and he lands on one of the knight's legs. Do you want to jump onto the other leg?
I'm
Gizmek?
jumping on the other leg. Yes.
All right, give me an athletics check, difficulty 4.
My question would be if you want to try to fucking Titanfall the knight.
Okay. Yeah. I think I succeed.
Oh my
Titanfall.
Yeah.
shit, one of those for glory. Holy shit.
Okay, Gizmek.
Yeah.
also
Give me some
jumps-
glory.
Now is the time.
And one more
I think you
glory.
can also shift that for extra effects.
Yeah. Do you want to like land anywhere specifically?
I feel like landing like on the back of it would be potentially useful with your tech stuff.
Jesus.
I would like to land on a portion of the leg that is out of easy view of any of its armaments, and preferably with like some means of connection to some servos or mechanisms that allow it to move.
Like
Yeah.
a
So there's like some sort of mechanical doohickey between the knight's like leg and its like crotch plate, basically, that like that manages the like forward and backward movement of the legs, and you're like hanging off of it.
I use my
With your, like,
mechadendrite
your-
to try
with
and
your
pry it
power
open.
claw is like open.
Question: do I have any grenades on me? I took a whole bunch of them. Do I still have any? Any crack grenades or melta bombs?
I didn't see any on your sheet in roll 20, but
Yeah.
yes, if so, you could have bombs. But this is going to be over way faster than you think. You probably want to keep those for
Okay.
a minute, because
I was gonna hurl one as a distraction. See if I can help everyone out.
yeah, that's not going to be a problem. There's plenty of successes. So
Uh,
so Gizmek, like you're like sitting, you're like clawed onto this this mechanical doohickey between the legs, and you got your like mechadendrites like snaking up into the mechanics, and you're starting to like take them apart. Meanwhile, on the other leg, you see Braum like pull a gray colored like box off of his belt and like stuff it in between the legs, in between the leg joint and the
Oi, don't blow it up! I'm taking this thing.
you literally like you can't even hear yourself. Look how loud it is.
I'm
Like the guns
Gizmek.
firing,
Which is why it's impressive.
The desert wind.
Which
The
is
fact
what-
that Braum is like wearing a space marine helmet right now.
Oh, boy.
He doesn't hear you. So he loads the crack grenade into the hole, and jumps free. Do you jump free yourself, or do you continue to your disassembly?
I
feel
am
like,
going to use a wrath point to narratively declare that I have a comm bead in my ear,
Okay.
and I'm going to yell at Braum and say, "Don't detonate that court!"
Yeah, you hear in your comm beat, Gizmek, it's on a timer. You have to get out of there.
Well, get back on it! This is done! Undo it! I'm taking this thing!
oh God.
Gizmek is going to pull a bolt gun out and shoot the melta-bomb.
honestly,
Crack Bob,
big
yeah.
orc. Big
The
orc.
crack grenade.
Peak or
Yeah, give me a ballistic skill test.
DN
Say
too high. 5,
Yeah.
yeah, this is not gonna work.
oh God.
Roll
How
four
much
sixes.
glory do I have?
There's
One.
2 in the
You have-
pool.
You have, or yeah, you have one. Yeah, there's 2 pool. Okay, you have 2 in the pool.
So that would be in the dice pool bonus too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is not going to work because my total ballistic skill is 3. I'm not a DACA orc.
Oh God.
Do
Yeah,
you
where
want to
are you?
reroll?
Okay, so you got
You can?
the heresy sticker.
Hmm.
So you begin to fire.
Nope, I
ooh.
barely fail. Damn.
Oh, with the wrath.
Lucky.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I used my last wrath.
Okay. So you fire across the way. the other, trying to get into the other leg joint to like. I mean, it doesn't even make any sense because, unbeknownst to you, crack grenades go off if you shoot them. So actually, I think you do hit the crack grenade and it explodes.
That's exactly the result. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, when your failure condition is succeeding at what you were trying to do.
Yeah, basically.
And
Mission failed successfully.
So the leg of this knight like comes off, and like all the mechanics go exploding in all sorts of random directions.
God damn it, you space marine kid! As I'm falling.
I feel like with all of the successes you did in that one athletics test, you should be fine. Maybe.
You take 1 mortal wound as you like slam into the rock.
Can I make I forget, is that a thing that I can make like a resilience or some determination for?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, this is mostly just you
What
take
is
1 damage ignoring your
Just take a shock instead.
It's not a huge deal.
All right.
You just need 1 success on your determination. I'm sure you will get that. So yeah, just take a shock instead. As you hit the rocks, the knight it's falling apart. It lands. Brahm like swings up onto the speeder. So Gizmek, you're on the ground. Everyone can see you sort of on the ground there, and then the knight's like engine begins to glow like white hot.
From blowing up its leg? God damn, this thing is weak.
It like falls backwards onto the rocks, right? And so it's like you can see it like starting to overload.
I walk casually towards the skimmer all the time. I'm giving Brahm the most fuck you glare I can possibly give him.
Slowly. Okay. So you're slowly walking towards the skimmer when it like explodes.
I am not looking at the
throwing you-
explosion.
throwing you
Oh, guys,
forward.
don't look at explosions.
So you take 5 mortal wounds as the flames hit your back.
Damn.
2 shock
You can roll determination and reduce
already
that
did.
shock if you want as well. So two more shock and 3 more wounds. But you do look cool. And isn't that the most important thing?
That's what really matters.
Gizmek gets +1 cool. He currently has the most cool in the entire campaign.
Yeah. So you guys were
As I return to the skimmer and look at Brahm, I'm glaring death at him. I'm just like, that was gonna be my new toy, you get, and you blew it up.
We'll put down one of your nav beacons and come collect it later.
I could have taken the thing to all, and you just had some patience. Jeez, you would think of Orc have to teach you about patience.
He just like shakes his head and just like doesn't even talk to you.
Like, look at this thing! I am waving around the utility mechadendrite. I'm literally good at this shit! This is my specialty!
You think they're just gonna let you take one of their knights? We have to get out of here before the whole
No! They wouldn't let me take it, but I do it anyway!
I like to imagine that this is happening while they're driving off.
Yeah, we're flying away.
That Brahms like hit it. Like the cavalry is gonna show up any minute now.
Saphar would interject. He's like, Brahm, Gizmek would have found a way. Trust me, he would have found a way.
And as we're almost getting too far away, Gizmek just like angrily turns around and throws a beacon back in the direction of the knight.
Yeah, exactly.
Sator just has ear muffling.
Oh god.
Sator, I have a question.
Yes.
You can see like other armigers in the distance, like heading in your guys' direction as you like float away.
So Sator, I have a very important question.
Yes.
Have you at any point had Gizmek fix any of your stuff?
His arm.
Yeah.
So at some point you have had me fix your microbead, right?
His arm.
No, I mean
thank
just
you.
in general, you've had me fix your
Yeah.
equipment, right?
Yes.
Yeah, your microbead can't turn off anymore.
Amazing.
Excellent.
That is basically the same. If any of you have me fix your stuff, and the microbead is involved, it is no longer able to be muted.
Sator is always on talk. He cannot use push to talk. And his mute button doesn't exist any longer.
Yep, basically.
Sator's the guy where just in the Discord call, you just hear the vacuum going in the background and his dog barking.
Yep.
For Sator, screaming would be more accurate, probably. Anyways.
Okay.
I just wanted to make that very important point. Go on.
So, back at the Thunderbolt headquarters, we've got Holtz being like set up in a very nice private room for special guests. It's a huge like apartment, and yeah, he's just sitting there alone when he hears like a comm chime from his door.
I'll answer it. I have no reason not to.
Yeah, so the screen like pulls up the Countess. She's out in the hallway by herself in some sort of like robe.
I mean, I'll open the door, sure.
Yeah. So she comes in and I guess stands real close to you and maybe like reaches out with one of her hands and like strokes your arm. Says, I just really wanted to make sure you were feeling comfortable being the guest
Oh,
of honor.
goddamn, she's coming on to you.
Of course she is. I'm a rogue
The funny
trader.
thing is, this wouldn't be the first time Holtz canonically fucked a woman like this.
Yep. I mean, like...
Okay, so Holtz has to fuck a noble rich woman every season of this now.
He's that guy.
So, assuming that she is, I mean, like, I don't. Is she trying to seduce me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I go along with it, but I do keep her I keep her away from the south wall, and if that's what that is, that just means Holtz just plays
Fuck her on the
rough,
table,
essentially.
So what difficulty number of persuasion would it take to actually seduce Holtz? Not like pretend, not like you're like on it.
Oh, like how hard would it be to actually get Holtz to feel things?
No fucking way. That's a high number. No fucking way. That's a high
Keeper
number.
of secrets.
23.
Holtz is a textbook narcissist.
Right.
So Holtz is when you to actually when you say actually seduce Holtz, you mean make him feel things?
Not make him feel like love, but make him feel lust.
Oh, that's a good question.
How do you make Holtz horny? 101.
You show Holtz himself as a woman.
Like what level would you have to get to make Holtz forget that he's getting kidnapped again tonight?
Oh, that would be hard.
That would be
Holtz,
hard?
That would be hard because Holtz, yeah, that would be pretty hard.
Okay.
I don't want to say
Holtz is down to fuck, but he doesn't think with his dick.
Yeah, Holtz is normally the one doing the seducing, so he's aware of all the tricks and whatnot. So I feel 6 or 7 would probably be closer.
Okay, let's go with 7 and see how she does.
And before she has 15.
Oh, you need to split that one up.
No, you can click on the 96.
That's what I'm saying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total.
Only 5.
Yeah, so she's good at it, right? Like she's doing her best, but Holtz, like he's got like a superhuman conviction, I guess.
It's more that like it's kind of hard to forget that you're planning to be kidnapped by night houses after like feeling firsthand how dangerous nights are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's not so much like his conviction. That's just shit's gonna happen and he's aware of it.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. So like as I said, like she's obviously good at it, but you're able to keep your sort of wits about you. What do you say to her? How do you get her? Do you try to get her to leave? Do you like what how do you play this?
Let's see. How do I play this? Part of Holtz thinks it would be really funny to like finish his business as the kidnapping begins and just like go along with it and just like, oh, by the way, I have a ride to pick up. We won't be spending much more time together. Well, but like he doesn't want to like ruin the kidnapping right at the first stage. So I think like he I think he like buys into the fact that she's being super like or like plays up the fact that she's being super seductive and like makes it feel like he's like a quick shot essentially. Like makes it think that she's too good at it for Holtz to like, get her to leave faster.
Yeah, because you don't know.
Yes. There's literally a meme. I come fast. I got fish to catch.
You don't know when they're going to come get you tonight, right? Like
Fish fear me, women fear me. I have no companions on this mortal plane.
So you're gonna try to like play that game of chicken where you try to get her out faster than he shows up and still do your business, or are you just gonna like basically like you're playing a risk if you let her stay, right? Because you don't know when that's gonna happen.
I mean, everything that Holtz has done this entire trip has been a risk. So I stop now.
So we'll do a 50-50 on a 4+. She stays long enough to see you get kidnapped. On a 3-, you get her to leave before this happens.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll a d6.
I have terrible luck. But
Let's go.
Hey.
So you managed to finish her off, as it were, and get her to leave before the whole thing goes down. So actually, like just after she leaves, because you rolled a 3, you hear like a sizzling sound on your south wall of your apartment. And somebody's like cutting through it with like a mining like multi-gun or laser gun or something.
Holtz spends the remaining time he has like zipping up his pants.
Yeah, like you get redressed as the hole begins to like appear in your wall, and you see whatever his name was, Fastidious or whatever, in like a
Wolfred or what?
He's got like black streaks that he's like painted on his face, and he's got like a little like a black like cat napping like hat on. And he's like, "Come this way.
Come with me if you want to live."
It took you long enough.
Come with me. It's Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, so he smuggles you out of the base. There's a bunch of different like scenes of him like like running across like a roadway and then like putting his hand up and then like waiting and then like gesturing you and you like run across and then like an armature like changes direction or whatever and the spotlight it's using like goes off you as you run between the buildings and like there's a whole like spy sort of scene going on, but eventually gets you out of the bear. Go ahead.
This is just more for a clarification question. My ship can only hold one knight, and it's like compatriot armatures, right?
You could probably hold like one of these bases, basically.
One of these bases, okay.
Yeah. So like a knight contingent.
Gotcha. Okay, that changes things. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
It would be like a star. It'd be like all 5 of them and their armatures, basically.
Gotcha.
Blackstone's huge.
I didn't know like how much between like the Space Marine like spot and like all the other stuff that I have going on. Like I had enough for like a lot, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, you couldn't hold more than one of these drop bases, but you could definitely hold one. If it was like, it had to be like repackaged back up. These things like package up, and then when they drop, they like expand out to this like current setup, right?
Gotcha.
They're like a fold up base. But yeah, one of these would have to be repackaged.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so he gets you out into the desert in the middle of the night. You're like wearing your like casual sleeping clothes or whatever. And you know, the winds are like whipping up, and it's like you know, it's really cold. But he manages to get you into the wilderness somewhat. Before he says the Hodrons will be here to collect you.
You've done well, sir.
You just have to wait right here.
You've done well, Sir Wilfred, or what? I forget his name too.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Are you saying that in canon? You've done well, sir.
No. Like there is a so like as he says, as like I may be making an unreasonable request of your house in the very near future. I hope you can impress upon your lady that you very much need to take it. If you have any faith in the Emperor, listen to me right now. But until then, that is a reveal for another day.
This task alone requires significant penance on my part. So I do not know if I'll be able to help you further in the future, but you are a good man, and I know that you are doing your best to help the Imperium, not just yourself or your house or whatever.
We both seem to be very good with words, don't we? Anyways, I suppose this may be the last time we see each other for a while.
Likely. If my penance doesn't go through, then I might be dishonored. You may see me with different colors upon my night next we meet.
I'll be sure to remember you.
And then he like goes back and leaves you there. It doesn't take long for the other house to catch you. There's like 3 armigers that come from like different directions, and the skimmer lands near you. These people are not nearly as nice as the last people you met. The first thing that happens when they come up to you is they like gun butt you in the face.
Oh,
like,
God.
Drop you to the ground. And then they and then they like chain you up. So you're gonna take like D3 mortals as you get blasted in the face.
D3.
So 3
That's
mortals.
That's a lot.
I mean, he literally gun butts you at like full velocity.
If I don't, let's see.
And you're not in your armor.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. Can I even like? I'll roll determination, but like.
Yeah, you can roll determination to like put it into shock if you'd like.
It's at least 1.
Yeah, you can click on the 2d6.
Okay, yeah. So I am. And so I have
you can
5 wounds and 4 shock.
Yeah, so you can absorb 2 of those.
I will. Shock. As that happens, I chuckle to myself, and I use gallows humor to say, you know, she looked like my sister, but she definitely treated me better than this. I'm going to try and get
I don't know if she looked like my sister is the first comment you want to make about a woman you just nutted in. You just
Listen,
piped
it's
this woman.
it's the Imperium of Man. You really
I
think
mean,
that's
you don't know his like his relationship with his sister. There's definitely like a,
Do I wanna?
you know.
We
You
are
also
going
don't
to
know.
leave this on the back burner a little bit and move along.
Yeah, we'll move
Exactly.
along. So Gallows humor, go ahead and roll.
+1 to all DN because I'm injured, but like it's 3.
Yeah.
I get it. So I
Okay.
heal. I heal shock equal to my rank plus the number of icons rolled. So that's 3. So 5 shock. So I'm back to 0 shock.
Sick.
Gallows humor is pretty nice.
That's a good talent. Yeah.
Did I heal any wounds while I was at the place, like because we did rest or?
Yeah, let's have you heal 1 wound. They
I'm at
you know
4
they covered up all your your wounds with bandages and stuff. So you're not like bleeding actively.
Yeah. I'm at
but
4
yeah,
wounds now.
these guys are rough. So they smash you to the ground. They chain you up, like legs bound to hands behind your back. They pick you up hogtied and throw you on the speeder. And they speed off to their extremely evil looking base. These guys give off like major Harkonnen vibes, if you weren't aware.
Oh boy.
Fun.
Their leader, you see him in we have like a vague montage where you're in and out of consciousness after being blasted in the face, right? So you got like a minor concussion going on. So you see this big fat guy with repulsor lifts, get real close to your face and go, "Yes, we have him." And you sort of wake up in a start in a jail cell in a dungeon. There's wailing people in the background, as there always is in dungeons like this.
Mm-hmm.
The ambiance.
And yeah, you're not in your nice casual sleeping clothes anymore. You're in I think you're just in your underwear. They've stripped you down to nothing.
Well, if they wanted a good look at me, they just had to ask.
And you're chained to the wall as well.
I mean, I'm into the kinky shit, but normally, you could have at least given me the safe word.
Yeah, this is definitely a step down from your previous place, accommodations.
Your previous accoutrements were a lot more generous.
Is there a guard outside or
Yeah, somebody sees you wake up and leaves to go tell somebody.
in that case, Saul just kind of sniffs and just cracks his neck with whatever ability of maneuverability that he has and just waits.
Yeah, a well-dressed guy comes in. He's got a very severe widow's peak, and he's got one of his eyes is augmented, so it's like a glowing blue color. And it looks like one of his arms is augmented, it's like a robotic arm inside of his pretty nice looking black satin robe that he's wearing. And there's a sigil of a hand grasping onto an axe. It looks like that's the sigil of the house, is this hand throwing up an axe. And he gives off major creepy vampire vibes as he says, yes, your way. The master will be pleased that you did not die.
Yes, that would have ended very poorly for you.
All of these fucking Knight families so willing to forget that he legitimately said, if you kill me, you die.
Yeah. Remember, the Imperium is filled with a lot of very stupid people.
They're also just like posturing type people, you know?
Yeah.
They don't want to kill you because they know that that's going to happen, but they are going to like make it seem like you fear your own death, you know? Because even if you know you're getting revenge, like sane people still fear their own death, you know?
Yeah, but Holtz doesn't fear death. It's like one of his defining traits.
Thankfully, Holtz is completely and utterly insane. So
Right, exactly.
Yes.
So
Like-
it's kind of weird that all these people are like, but sane people fear their death. It's like I'm not saying. It's like, oh shit.
You think a sane person would just volunteer to like be a pawn in a tournament of
Yeah,
knights?
no
Yeah.
sane motherfucker would have started this in the first place.
I'm not even the one in the most danger. Like, that's how insane everything about this crew is.
Yeah, like it's literally you have no idea who you're dealing with, do you? You didn't even do 4 seconds of homework.
Yeah, but like, no, like, Holtz just like, yes, that would have ended very badly for you.
You're a big guy. For you.
Well, the master's victory is assured now with you in our grasp.
I see. Well, how rude of me. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Rogue Trader Holtz. May I ask, in whose company am I partaking in?
I am Sir Ventrud.
Of House.
I want to say House Arconin just to be like super fucking weird, but
Not for Conan.
like
House Maleficent.
yeah, House Maleficent. I like that. That's good. Of House Maleficent.
I must say I appreciate the accoutrements of my new abode, but he just like looks at the shackles. I feel
Now,
rather
we can't
restricted.
have you getting away, can we?
Where would I go?
One of these other houses. And you can like see the bile like build up when he says it.
The phlegm.
Again, how would I do that?
Well, you got to us, didn't you? Got away from those thunderbolts. I do not know why. Perhaps you saw how stupid their mistress really is.
Stupider.
stupider.
And you wish for Yrden to be ruled by actual power.
Indeed. In fact, if I respected someone so much, perhaps I'd be more helpful as a advisor as opposed to a prisoner.
His eyes narrow and he says, "That is for the master to decide, not for me."
Well, if it's all the same to you, I'm not going anywhere. If your master would deign to see me, I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
He like pulls out a device from his jacket it's like a black box with like a blue button on it, and he presses it, and you like feel like a sharp zap from the manacle on the wall.
Oh, fun.
And he says, "You will talk when I tell you to."
Holtz's response is just like, but what if I'm into it?
Holt
Amusing.
makes no effort to hide his erection.
I can't. I literally can't.
He's literally in his underwear. Yeah.
But like Holtz is just like, torture. This is new.
You get a boner, roll intimidation.
No.
Please stop.
TOS, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah, is this video now like
Or
demonetized?
if we were even a monetized YouTube channel, we would be
We
demonetized
are
at this point.
playing a 40k campaign. I don't think that we can even get legally monetized.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. So he's like, he's pulling the like, you don't get to talk to me like that.
Holtz just kind of giggling at being tortured, more at the novelty than anything else.
You
And then, like, after-
my pleasure.
Listen,
I will determine if the master is willing to speak with you.
you think you actually have control here. That's so cute.
He's after you
Listen.
again.
Listen, do you think I would jump into a free-for-all between a bunch of Imperial Knights for my own health? Do you really think that any of your toys mean anything to me? Just get your master here. I'll talk with him directly.
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
We'll see what happens after the timer expires. And he leaves he leaves you in the dark in the dungeon with like a Wilhelm scream in the background.
I think at this point, I would like to have a narrative declaration to say that I have an emergency comm bead within my system that I can access in case of like actual like I don't want to be here anymore.
Sorry. One moment.
Inside your
I have to
system?
add to this real quick.
Fuck you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's exactly what we hear from the dungeon. Yeah, we can have that be a narrative thing.
Oh god.
And I would have it like transmit like my location to the Blackstone and probably Sator since he's the navigator.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a life alert.
Sator is probably the only one you can slightly trust with something like this.
Yeah, so Sator and crew are busy, trying to find Holtz, and this signal pops up from this night base in the distance.
I assume that it's something like encoded that Holtz would have, that Sator would know because of the dynasty stuff.
I mean, he's
and
deep in a
but-
dungeon, so the signal is very weak. So
Yeah.
you just get that there is a signal, not like any particular message.
Gizmek, we've got a single. Do you think that you can decode this?
Hey, signal.
And Brahm is like, "Is it Holtz? Is he in trouble?"
Let me see. Gizmek walks over and like listens to the symbol for a moment. It sounds like Manic laughing. Yeah, it's Holtz.
Oh god.
It says he's. That would help if I had a map.
Yeah, you can easily trace
Yeah,
the
he
signal.
turns around to where the hostages were. Oh wait.
Oh.
All you see is like a blood smear, is like like part of their scalp is like stuck to the ring.
Oh. God.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Hey, can you pull up a map or anything on the screen here? Just like tapping around the inside the like bridge of this little mini ship.
I would assume they would have something in there because it's on this planet.
Yeah, they've got some sort of like nav map or something.
Cartographer, yeah, the cartograph.
And we try to get
Whatever
we
the
sort of
fuck
get
fucking
a-
Games Workshop decides to call it. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Cartograph. I like that one. That's good.
Sure.
You like
That's
see
pretty
one of
decent.
the one of the pickled brains in a jar start to boil, and then like the screen like pops up a map of the planet.
Yeah. And we use the XYZ of the general XYZ coordinates to determine
Oh yeah,
the
there's like a very
location.
distinctive red dot where you want to go, and like a red dot where you are on the map.
Now, what would Holtz want in this situation?
What did Holtz do?
Well, we could like flash back to when Holtz told you about this signal, and that he's like got it connected to your whatever mechanism you do to do this.
Yeah.
I think the only thing Holtz would really say is like, you probably like it's the I don't want to be here anymore signal. And like whether I need to be like extracted forcefully or like through stealth. It depends on the situation. You use your best judgments.
I just
I'm
imagine
picking you.
I just imagine the symbol for I don't want to be here anymore is just a long yawn.
Yeah.
It's more of a like I also like it's more of a Sator is the only person, even back in like the old crew, that would have like made a decision that wasn't just for the lulz.
Yeah.
I mean, Sator is thinking about combining both something strategic and for the lulz here.
But you would. Everyone else would have just said for the lulz, even Malachi. But
Yeah.
Oh.
Sator sort of has an idea on how to make this really funny while also it would work.
I leave it in your hands.
Reasonable, funny, pick one.
I'm choosing both. Fuck
It's that
you.
meme with the 2 buttons and the guy's just sweating.
Underestimate.
No,
Sator's
he's not
power.
even sweating. He hits them with both fingers. It just like has the biggest shit-eating grin.
Saphar, I believe that I have a plan. What do you think about? And Sator just starts speaking in Eldar.
Oh.
I'm saying I want this to be funny. I'm gonna tell you all this in like 5 seconds anyway, but I want to see how you react in character.
Just DM it to me. No, it's like, okay.
That's insane.
Just,
Yeah. I sent it to you on Discord. What do you think?
That's so crazy. It just might work. Let's do it.
Organize. What was the guy's name again? Who is augmented and all, or the name that he was? The guy who's augmented was meant to die at the end of this. Not
Oh,
his
the
name.
Commissioner. Yeah.
Yeah, the commissioner.
he's like standing at the front of the skimmer with like a Captain Morgan look.
Commissioner, do you happen to have a Vox channel that goes straight to make a special announcement, let's say?
I did back in the Spire.
Do
I
you
feel like that's not going to work anymore.
Do you have any clue what its original like a radio channel was? If you want, I can make a narrative declaration for this. That
He says that you could find a one of those
servo cameras.
one of those
Yeah.
tournament announcer barges or whatever, and they're beating out a signal to the whole planet and the whole system.
I'm going to assume that one of them shouldn't be too far away from nearby, so Sator will go there.
Yeah, like he could probably point it out for you. He's probably like, "Oh, they're still fighting in that dust bowl that Holtz kicked up." So I'm sure that there's people there commentating. So you fly over in that direction, and again, like you fly up next to like a bunch of commentators, basically, screaming out the action unfolding before you, as these 2 knights like smash each other to death.
Can't bust into his office.
Excuse, sort of, but there's also the guy there who is like the top leader in all of this. So, excuse me, I believe I could have a special announcement to spice up this tournament again.
I think maybe I'd be the one who should schmooze to him about that because he likes me.
True.
Oh, I mean, the TO is always about spice. So he's like, another announcement, incredible. And he like gestures for the servo skull to like come over to the other barge and you're now front and center. Like, you're now talking to the whole system.
Go ahead.
What is your name, sir?
Greetings, everyone. This is Navigator Sator speaking here. I currently want to make a special announcement to all of the night houses that Holtz is currently held up in the general location of this. If you still wish to get that orbital bombardment, you have around 20 hours left to claim and keep him. Please go as quickly as you can right now.
It's gonna go so badly.
Incredible.
You think more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, excuse me, everyone. I have a right to take, and quickly.
Okay. So what is like your goal of this announcement? What's your overall goal?
To create complete chaos where no one will know what the fuck is happening anymore.
Basically, create the ultimate diversion for us to grab Holtz and get out.
Cool. I'm gonna need Sator to make a cunning test.
I have no cunning.
I know.
He's
difficulty
what cunning went into this?
3. And this is not to see if chaos won't happen. This is to see if the chaos is controllable enough that no like other consequences.
Are the rolls in here the same as Roll20 or?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like just
3.
Oh no.
Oh, you want to just roll 1 die? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I only have like 1 fellowship with that -1, and I have no cunning.
So you know, you have this idea that like in the chaos you're gonna try and like get Holtz out of there or something. And so there's gonna be chaos. There's gonna be a lot more chaos than you thought.
Yeah, that's sort of how chaos goes. Both chaos, and this chaos.
Yeah.
We're just mucking up all sorts of fun games.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like we're gonna cut back to Holtz in the dungeon. And
instantly the ground starts shaking.
Yeah, so like the ground, you know, on camera like begins to shake. All the chains begin to like wobble and like make like, you know, clinking like metal sounds.
Like Jurassic Park with a glass of water.
Yeah, there's like a puddle of water in the cell that's like
actually
gross, stale water.
I have
and you can see like vibrations in it.
One thing, if you would allow me to do. I want to make a narrative declaration. To make this a bit more of a game for everyone, could I make a narrative declaration that Sator actually placed 5 locations and say Holtz is in one of these locations currently?
That would have been the safe thing to do.
Yeah.
If you had rolled high enough cunning.
Yeah. This is more if you allow me with a narrative declaration or night, whatever.
But Sator isn't cunning enough to come up with that.
You trying to walk back the horrible, horrible decision you've made? No.
Hey, this is still going to be funny.
Yeah, like spreading the chaos out would have been the smart play, but I don't think Sator is
had the wherewithal.
Is like connected is like connected to other individuals to know how much chaos he just generated, right?
Sator is smart, but he's not
he's not a people person.
Plotting. Yeah.
Right.
He's not good at cunning, so hey.
And so we've got another scene outside of this night base that I don't have the funding to animate. Which is just pandemonium. I assume that you guys have like taken your speeder into the general vicinity of this night base. And it is just like surrounded with enemies. There's just damage happening in every possible direction. Like there's volcano lances firing off. There's melta lances firing off. Night on night death, as far as the eye can see. The base itself is getting hit. Pieces of it are being torn like asunder. The bases have like shields, so it's not like immediate destruction. But Holtz, you can hear like klaxons and alarms and like people running around, but like nobody's like coming into the dungeon for you.
There's probably also seemingly like night coalitions which are working together, and then if one of them grabs Holtz, they're just gonna start beating each other.
Yeah.
I think at this point Holtz is. Holtz is not very agile. He doesn't really have a whole lot of like expertise in getting out of this. Torture is a new experience for him, and while it's thoroughly enjoyable, he'd like to remain like he's not he's not afraid of death, but like why
throw your life
rush to it, you know? So he's gonna try and like see if he can like wriggle out of the chains, if like with like the vibration, see if like he can like get the chain to like bust like the what was it the loop that like keeps it in the wall to like see if that will like shake out from the vibrations and the explosions and shit.
Yeah, you can pull hard on the chain to see if it'll basically smash. So give me an athletics check, difficulty 2, because these are probably pretty rusty.
Athletics for this is actually really fitting because it works with strength.
Yeah.
Strength with this makes a lot of sense.
I don't have my power armor on, so like
Unequip it so that you don't have that bonus anymore.
okay,
Yeah.
And it's just difficulty what? What was it?
Cool.
All right. I need a 6 and a pass to get this. Do we have any glory left?
Nope.
No, it is all
Okay.
We didn't get any recently.
Yeah. Is it worth it to try and get a 6?
You
only need
a
one. You only need one more.
It was a difficulty of 2.
I was I'm injured, remember? So like everything's
Oh,
like
right.
Oh.
Yeah. So it would be 3. Yes.
yeah. So like
But then
I don't think
probably not. I'd say.
I don't think I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
so
is not a roll I'm supposed to.
It's not that you can't get out of the bindings. Is that you're like dislocating your wrist to do so.
I don't think like without my power armor and weapons, I don't think I'm fighting anything. So I'm willing to dislocate my wrist to get out.
Yeah. So you hear like a popping sound, and you're only gonna be able to use like one hand, like your weapon's left-handed, basically.
Did you roll that second d6 as a reroll or what?
That was just to see what I would have gotten.
So we're gonna give you an
Alright.
extra difficulty on like shooting or stabbing anything,
Okay.
or anything like manually dexterous you need to do.
Yeah, that's fine.
And yeah, so you pop out, and they don't even have like the doors locked. Like they don't think that you can get out of here. So you just like open up the gates to your dungeon cell, and you're in this like dark as fuck dungeon. And you start to like wander around.
It's pretty much exactly what happens. Holtz has no stealth, so he just wanders around like casually in his underwear, like looking for like where his clothes are.
You find where the screaming has been coming from. There's like an armature pilot that's like constantly being like tortured by like a pain box that's like pointed at him.
Is there like an off switch for that?
Yeah, you can just turn it off.
Yeah, I'll turn it off.
He stops screaming, and just starts to like shiver and whimper.
I open his cell door. I walk in.
Yeah, he's like chained to the wall, but in your like walking around the dungeon, you found like a ring of like big dungeon keys. And so you could probably unlock him from his chains if you wanted to.
Probably.
He looks up at you. His body is like smoking a little. And one of his like it looks like one of the blood vessels in one of his eyes has popped, so he's got like one like very red eye.
What's your name, son? You don't have to actually give him a name, just
Wellington.
Sir Wellington.
No.
Do you remember your house?
Just Wellington for now.
Well, Wellington. Are you part of this house, or are you part of some other house?
He says he like coughs and like a bunch of blood like hits the floor, and he says, I'm from the Thunderbolts, sir.
Congratulations, that was the correct answer. And I unlock him. I suddenly
he like drops to the ground. He's like very weak and thin, but he's able to like pull himself up. And he says, "Thank you, sir."
Congratulations! You've just been hired by the Rogue Trader Dynasty Holtz. I need you to escort me out of this place and back to your lady's establishment.
He like looks up at you in like total disbelief. It's just like,
What? Did you think I was doing this for my health? I don't want to be here anymore, and I don't think you do either.
I think the guards said the way out of here is this way, and he like starts to try to like lead you through the dungeon himself. He's been there for much longer than you, and he seems to remember the way to the door as if he was like taken there like awake, whereas you were like dragged there asleep or whatever.
Yeah.
So he manages to get you through like the maze of screaming prisoners to the gate, to the front door. It's just like a metal door that just like slides open to a hallway. He says,
After we get to the front door, I stop him for a minute. It's like, I should have some people picking me up soon. A place that we can. Do you know of any place we can have cover from the chaos?
all of these bases are sort of designed the same, but this is supposed to be a barracks, not a dungeon. What is wrong with these people?
Focus, Wellington.
Yeah, yes, sir.
We need a place to find cover.
This way, and he like takes you down a hallway.
Also, might be prudent to find weapons.
To like some stairs. He takes you to what he thought was going to be the armory, but it was just like a food storage closet. It's like, this isn't laid out properly. But there's a door here to the outside. We should be able to skirt around the outside of these manufactorums.
Excellent. And I grab like one of the foodstuffs and like take a bite and I toss him one.
Yeah, he just like consumes the ration bar like mercilessly.
Consume.
Consume.
And he looks much better after. So he takes you outside. As you've been moving towards the edge of the base, the sounds from outside have gotten significantly louder. And you just see like pandemonium outside as he opens the door. Wellington looks like terrified to go out there. He's like, "Sir, we could just eat a missile at random, or a blast from a night from afar."
They're here because they found out my location. If we stay here, we won't be eating a missile at random. We'll be eating a missile on purpose.
He's even more terrified. It did not help.
He walks back in his cell. Put me back.
No.
I'm gonna need like a leadership check from you to get him to continue.
Can I use fellowship?
Well, leadership is
like-
fellowship, I think, right?
No,
It's willpower on this thing.
That's mostly
Yeah.
because it's meant to be like, oh, you stop people from being afraid. But
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but in this case, you're also stopping him, trying to stop him from being afraid. But
At the same
well.
time, you did sort of allow leadership to be with fellowship so that it has more uses. So
Yeah.
you know.
That is part of the reason why. That is
That's
part of the
true.
reason why I boosted fellowship.
Yeah, so I'll give you 2 bonus dice anyway because he wants to get out of here, so it doesn't matter. It's gonna be the
Okay.
same fellowship willpower, so it doesn't matter. It's gonna be difficulty 4.
So 5.
The 5 because you're like sputtering your words because you got a concussion.
Not difficulty.
5 in total with you being wounded and such.
Yeah.
But
So I have 8 and I don't have any glory, but like I believe in myself. 1, 2,
I believe
3,
in the
4.
heart of the cards.
I'm gonna re-roll. So what is this?
Yeah, I believe in the heart of my cards. 2
Yeah.
seconds later, I'm gonna reroll.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one more. I think I have two more wrath or one more.
Yeah,
wrath.
you do have two, so just reroll.
Yeah, I just took the last. You got one.
Ooh, there we go.
Oh yeah.
We
you
get
can
a-
actually
we can-
you can actually shift to glory. Yeah.
Or you
Yeah, I'll
can
take-
shift to get bonus.
I don't know what kind of bonuses I get, so I'll take the glory for now.
Other
There's
than,
not
like,
really a
like,
bonus effect in this case. It's just going to
Yeah.
lead you to the outskirts of the base through the
the
manufacturing.
only slight bonus I could think of is like finding the cache where they just threw your gear in.
It is going to
Fucking-
be like dangerous ground, so I'm going to roll a random dice to see if you have to deal with like random explosions.
Yeah.
You do not have to deal with random explosions.
Woo!
You do have to deal with the fact that one of the manufactorums gets like cut in half by a volcano lance from a distance.
Jesus.
So that like collapses near you, and you have to like, end up behind like covers the like rush of like the building's innards come flying past you basically. But you make it to like the outskirts of this base. You're in like a little like security hut, I guess.
Mhm.
So you're not just like out in the open. Wellington has you like bunkered down in there, and he says, "Well, if someone's coming to rescue you, this is the place."
Sator, are you there?
The
It
Sator
comes up
actually
all
receives a
crackly on
posting.
your. It comes up all crackly on your like.
And it's
Kilometer
not
or whatever.
Sator, it's Oi!
Yeah.
You got the line, would ya?
Apologies. It seems I've caused an entire pandemonium.
Pandanobian, Sator.
He's got
No
some
shit.
bloody chaos, he is.
No shit. Not that I'm not impressed, but I'd like to get out of here now. So if you could solve this chaos, or at least get me away from it, I'd be greatly appreciative. We're in a security hut, some way from the House Maleficent base.
I'm gonna need a pilot
Okay.
check from Sator.
Yeah.
To get through this chaos that he created without incident.
Was the
And
difficulty?
that'll be the last roll of the episode, I think, because I need to plan the next part.
I was gonna say, in the background, you hear Saphar just one long sustained scream.
What do you want the difficulty for this to be?
4.
Should I use the glory for this? I feel like
It's the end of the
Absolutely.
session.
It's,
so,
yeah, absolutely.
End of the session.
Yes.
One to go.
And do your other reroll.
So do a
I'm
reroll.
rerolling. Reroll failed.
Right click, yeah. There we go.
There.
Yeah, so we see a sweet montage of you dodging missiles, dodging lasers, dodging stubbers, getting to the security hut, Holtz and Wellington getting on the skimmer, and the bunch of you flying away into the sunset as the knights further destroy themselves.
As the apocalypse basically rages on around us, like the full war on Armageddon.
Ah, this
Whoever
is
is left,
comfy.
I feel like whoever is left will just automatically win by now.
This speeder is like extremely full of people. And that'll be the final scene of the episode as you guys fly
I mean,
off.
I can tell you my plan, just so you have like some idea of what might happen next episode.
Yeah.
So my plan after we get picked up is to head back to the House Thunderbolt base, where I would be like, yeah, sorry for like playing games on you, but you see what's happening to House Maleficent right now? That's what would happen to this place. Also, as an apology, I brought your man back who has information from House Maleficent. So you're welcome on two fronts.
All while you're still
Now
on your
stop being such a dumb commander.
Yeah, and also basically just let me plan everything from now on and you'll survive.
I feel like next
Also,
session
give
we
me my
should-
power armor back.
power armor back.
I feel like next session we should wrap it up. We should just wrap up this quickly. because
and get back to
Yeah, next session should be the last for Yurden, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be
last of the tournament.
approximately 1 hour to wrap this out, and then we go back and see what is going on back with the man.
I don't know. I'm having fun with this
Yeah.
with this
I
little
am having
sideshow.
fun with
Actually,
this, but yeah.
like
Yeah,
this is great.
it will be funny though.
yeah.
It do be funny.
It do be good.
It is dragging on a little. I completely understand.
Yeah,
So,
that's
time will be
why
the
I'm
last one.
saying so that
No,
we
totally.
wrap it.
Anywho,
Yeah.
I am going to take the wheels here. Silence you, Jim.
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to actually wrap up the show,
Anyway,
so we
let's
can
just
discuss
finish
things
the stream.
out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us yet again on Unlucky Rolls for Wrath and Glory with the Blackstone Tales. It has been myself, Krona the Harlequin, Marius, Reaper, and 6.5 as our GM. Thank you very much. We will hope to see you, I believe, the 23rd. We will be having a session. The 30th, we will not, right?
30th, I've got a tournament. 23rd, I should be available. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you said you should be available for the session 0 of the other campaign on the 23rd,
exactly.
so we should be good.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there's going to be a revival of Necromunda soon, TM. We have session 0 next week, so that's
I
not
assume
going to be a streamed campaign.
Yeah.
Anywho.
It isn't.
Nope. it will probably be recorded for posterity, but it's not going to be posted publicly in any form.
Mhm.
But with that in mind, thank you very much, everyone, for dropping by yet again. Hope you have a lovely one and enjoyed the shenanigans. Peace.